I'll start. Oh, there we go.
Brandon,
Yeah.
I did my Spotify rap this morning.
Yo, this is Tom. I'm doing my Spotify rap. Don't get with me because that would be whack.
Whack and rap don't
That's it.
really rhyme that well. I mean, kind of forced that one. But basically, it said based off my listening preferences, I should live in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Oh,
That's what it said. So
GPS Studios right here in Fort Collins, Colorado.
oh, baby. We here.
We automatically steer
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And welcome. Wednesday. We are here.
Woo.
It's going to be a show. We're going to talk about playoffs. And both our teams are currently vying for a playoff spot. We're going to be talking about who we think is not going to make it into the big dance. We also got some other news to talk about. We have a great Monday Night Football game to recap because that was a thing that occurred. I just, Brandon, maybe it was just because it's in my division.
Come on, baby.
Or
Come
maybe
on, baby.
because...
Let me in. Let me back 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 in.
What?
Okay. I'm in.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
My internet froze.
Oh, you were in the whole time.
Oh. I'm out of the playoffs. That's for sure.
This is not really like helping the whole trying to make me move to Colorado thing.
Dude, our internet's really good here.
I think you said the exact opposite this morning.
Look, if Barstool Sports can open a $20 million studio in Chicago, I think you and me can open up a $21 million studio in here.
Okay.
Or
all,
we could go back to Kansas where I lived, and for like $10,000, we could probably open a 40,000 square foot studio with like all of the fixins. Might even be cheaper than that there.
Okay.
You want to live in Kansas, brother?
Do you want to live in Kansas?
No, but for $10,000 and the biggest state-of-the-art studio on earth, sure.
Also, by the way, thanks to your help with power rankings this week.
Oh, yeah. That was Johnny Buck's idea.
Oh, my. Yeah, so that was also a thing. Jesus Christ. There's so much that has happened on the internet, too.
Oh, you mean the world's biggest racist child? Is that what you're talking about?
Because that photo circulated. If you don't know what we're talking about, this wasn't even on the agenda. So this wasn't even, it just popped up on Twitter. And basically from the Chiefs game this past weekend, there was a side profile of a younger kid and was wearing like a headdress, and it looked like he was in blackface. And I was like, oh, because you only saw half of his face because you saw it from the side. And I was like, okay, like I didn't comment. I was like, I'm going to leave that. Like, that's a rough look.
Oh, that made it into winners and losers for me.
I'm not surprised. I was like, Perna's going to cover this.
I was going to take it out, but I thought the joke was too funny. It was so quick. It was just like, what's worse than racism? Double racism. Boom. On to the next one.
Okay,
but
that's fair.
It blew up into like a story when it shouldn't have.
It did. It blew up into a story because it turns out if the kid just turned a tiny bit, you would see that the other half was red, right? In which it was basically war paint, and the kid also is of Native American descent, and basically the internet lost its mind.
Aren't we all Native Americans since we're Americans?
I mean, no. Because
I don't know how it works, Tom.
Been European, come over. You could say we're all African because we come from Africa, because that's where human civilization like began. But the origins of human beings started in Africa. That's where the
It's not fair to the kid, obviously.
No, it's
like
not. It's not.
that's a weird angle. That's a weird angle.
I mean, listen, it didn't look good, don't get me wrong, but it also just like shows like that's the internet. It's just like this goes, no one's checking anything, and it's just like burn down the house.
Yeah. The good news is everybody will have forgotten about it by tomorrow. So
accurate. That is very, very true. That is very, very good. Of course. Yes, but thank you for the help with the power rankings this week. It was greatly appreciated. The best part is like I didn't even ask Brandon to do it. Johnny was just like, "Oh, by the way, there's a file that's in the folder. Just react." And I was like, "What?" And then I watched it and I was like, "Perfect. Just perfect."
Yeah, he's like, "Send me something." I said, Okay. Hey, I've been asking her. She's been reluctant for some reason.
Oh, well, maybe because Jess is probably actually what if Jess had her own account and was making her own bets and has made like $60,000 and just doesn't want to tell you about it?
Well, we could buy 6 GPS studios in Kansas for that money. We could probably buy the entire state of Kansas for $60,000.
Timothy's saying no. So is it just because you want to be like closer to the Chiefs?
No, it's just I know how affordable it is there.
I think you want to just be closer to the Chiefs.
Sometimes I'm like, I could just move back to Kansas.
Kansas is kind of like Kansas City in name. So like, you're just like, I just love the Chiefs so much.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Let's not get weird now.
No?
No.
Oh, you love the Chiefs. Dude,
I love the Chiefs like I love my bunions, Tom.
You spend like $600 on a championship belt. What are you talking about, Brandon? You obviously love the Chiefs.
It's just sitting there, too. I saved the championship belt box, too. It's this giant box. I've got that sitting on the floor because I will auction that off to a Chiefs fan for charity at some point.
The box?
Just the box.
Just.
There you go. Here's an empty box. Sucker ass Chiefs fan.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So today we're gonna say which teams are in and out of the playoffs. We will get to that. I want to talk about Shaq Leonard a little bit. I want to talk about the origins of Dirty Denver. Another good thing that just shows how stupid the internet is.
Fair enough.
But before that, we need to talk about the bird gauntlet, Tom. The bird gauntlet. Okay.
Yeah.
And I've learned that people they think I'm dumb. They just no credit. That guy's an idiot. Stupid ass Perna said something stupid again. Doesn't know what he's talking about. Dumb idiot, stupid idiot Perna. Can I just a little credit is all I'm asking for, guys. A tiny bit of credit, Tom.
Brandon, right, before you continue, because like, listen, buddy, I'm here to support you. Do you think like maybe things like this don't help that narrative? I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm just saying like maybe when your power rankings look like this.
No, those hold pretty true. Okay, Tom. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to show you what's happening here.
I turned mine up. Don't worry. I turned mine up. I just
turn your mic down, or Tom, turn yours up. Oh, good boy.
I turned it up.
All right, let's see.
Continue.
All right, check this. Check this before we wreck this. Okay.
I'm waiting.
Okay. All right. First of all, this tweet's from like a week ago. I'm working on power rankings yesterday. And I'm like, oh yeah, the Niners they're in the bird gauntlet right now.
Yes.
So I'm like, what's important for the Niners? I'm like, it's birds. Okay, guys, it's gonna be birds. So I go find this tweet, and then I ask the question: has any NFL team ever played 5 bird teams in a row? Because the 49ers haven't. Okay, they've got the Seahawks twice. So I'm asking a question: has any team got all 5? So there would be the Falcons in there.
Because there's some that are within a season, right? Like the Saints, I think, like last year, they had to go through a bird, but it wasn't 5 in a row. It was like throughout the season. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. First, you're missing the Falcons, bro. Okay. Well, that's why I'm asking. Also, this tweet, I have never gotten engagement like this on any tweet. 34,000 likes. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's a random banger of a tweet for no reason.
Let's see here. Let me find them. Oh man, see, there's a
there's
bunch
wrestling.
of comments that were just like, "Nice save, Perna. Nice save, Perna." Meaning, they all thought I was too stupid to realize that the 49ers were playing the Seahawks twice. Is this question that confusing? That's what I want to know. Like, did you if you saw this, did you assume I was asking, like, has any team ever played? Or do you think I'm suggesting that the 49ers are the only team and has any other team done it? That's what I want to know. Do I need to be more, do I need to provide more clarity when I'm tweeting?
I think that tweet should have been a paragraph. It should have been like, has any team played 5 bird teams in a row, which is obviously not all of the bird teams because the Atlanta Falcons are missing, which then poses the next question, has any team ever played all of the NFL bird teams in a row? That's what the whole tweet should have been, because that would have been really, really funny.
Yeah. But yeah, the 49ers. Now, somebody said if the 49ers play the Falcons in the playoffs somehow, they will have gotten all 5. But not in a row. Not in a row.
Not in a row.
Somebody did go through and do research and found a ton of matchups where teams played a bunch of bird teams. And I was like, impressive, because there's like 20 tweets in the thread there. So I guess I was onto something, taking my anti-bird stance, you know? I think I just got to flip. I think people want more birds.
Oh, so you're going to lean into the birds now.
Dark mode. That's what I think of dark mode.
Yeah, I'm officially retired today
for not using dark mode. I don't think so, guys. Oh, we spend our entire life reading black text on a white background. You want me to flip-flop that now? Fuck off. Don't ever suggest I use dark mode again, okay? There's birds in dark mode are for the birds, Tom. That's why they say it's for the birds, because birds are little bastards.
I don't think.
Anyway, I had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, but you got a banger of a tweet, so
yeah,
there you go. Did help?
The original tweet didn't even do that well. Like, I can't explain it.
No, it's complete and total nonsense. You're just like, who? Maybe this tweet will go well.
Yeah,
it's fine. All right, but we do have a lot to talk about. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson did announce that he retired. So real quick, just to recap, because we haven't seen each other since then. Sure. Monday Night Football. So Josh Dobbs, first of all, congratulations. You picked the Bears to win. You were correct. So well done.
Yeah.
You did.
Did you take the Vikings?
I did.
Okay.
Josh Dobbs did not expect that. The thing is, like, the Bears defense looked really good. Like, they were tackling well. Like, they were playing good coverage. And it's just, they're off, dude. Their offense is, like, the Lions are probably feeling pretty down. You know, what happened on Thanksgiving. They probably watched that game on Monday night and it's like, we'll be fine.
Yep, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Yeah, the Bears are going to be in such a weird position.
Packers are coming. They are. So that's been the number one thing. Like, is Fields going to be back? And I told people, like, I legit don't know. Like, I think they don't know. And I think it's going to come down to these last games to figure out, like, yeah, he's the guy or not.
Yeah, it's like that. And then it's like, are you changing coaches? Are you changing GM and coaches?
I mean, they should change coach at least. I do agree with that. But then again, Eberflus, like, maybe just make him the DC because the defense seems to be better. Right? I mean, like, they got a lot of guys back from injury and stuff, and that definitely helps. But, man, like, that game was interesting. It was all field goals for the Bears. They wind up winning. And for the Vikings, I mean, you saw how quickly Josh Dobbs went from being, like, the savior of Minnesota to everyone just being, like, crapping all over him, being like, nope, terrible, next, gone.
Yeah. It's like he did not play well, but a couple of those picks were not even his fault. You didn't in the game with 4 interceptions. You're toast.
It's rough.
You're going to be eviscerated by social media. But like two throws were bad. One just bounced off his receiver's hands, and another one got tipped kind of weird. What the fuck is this piece of hair doing? So like what? And now they're on the bye, and if you are going to switch to QBs or switch QBs, this is the week to do it.
Sure.
But I think Dobbs kind of deserves a chance to play with Justin Jefferson.
Completely agree.
Like I would rather them wait and give him one more chance with the best receiver in the league, or arguably the top 3 receiver in the league, and just see what happens. Because let's be honest, Minnesota, what are you fighting for this season? Is it a playoff spot with your backup QB? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
True story, Axel. Yeah, the defense is playing well too. I mean, I think because they are vying for a playoff spot. And I think with the state of the NFC, there's still a decent chance that they get in. It's like you said, are you going to go win the Super Bowl? No. So it's kind of like, all right, whatever. Like they got Dobbs for super duper cheap. And it's like, all right, let's go and figure it out. I wonder if this is going to help Kirk Cousins potentially, in which if Dobbs continues to struggle, right? And let's just say they move on from Dobbs, whatever. Cousins is done after this year, right? In terms of Minnesota, unless they wind up re-signing him to a different contract.
Yeah, they should, in my opinion.
Do they actually pull the trigger and do it? Like, do you have the roster that you want to go and contend for a championship with Kirk Cousins? That's a tough question. I mean, he's getting a bit older. I think you know what you have in Cousins. I think that he's a very good quarterback. I don't know if it's enough to take you over the top unless you surround him with a ton of talent.
No, like they have a ton of talent on offense. I think like you got Jefferson and then Addison and Powell. Those are two very nice like number 2 receivers.
Yeah.
And I think unfortunately for Cousins, he got hurt right as the defense started to come together under Brian Flores.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever pointed out the defensive stat there, like the Vikings defense is playing very good football right now. It's why I was worried about that game when the Broncos played them a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, their defense is just kind of nasty. So I think if Cousins stayed healthy, we'd be talking about the Vikings as not just a team that's going to get into the playoffs, but a dangerous football team. And like if like that last game, they would have crushed the Bears if Cousins was playing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Jefferson wasn't ready still. And I didn't even mention Hawkinson. Like Jefferson, Hawkinson, Powell, Addison. Like that's maybe the deepest wide receiver group in the NFL if you have Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
So I think they'd be crazy not to bring him back. Maybe for the first time in his career, he does like a team-friendly-ish contract. I don't know, but
I wish I totally would. I totally would. I don't have time, though.
You know.
I mean, in terms of the Vikings, though, it's also depending on where you finish this season, like if you make the postseason or not. It depends on where you're located in the draft, right? Because they're not going to have like a top 5 spot. They're probably not going to have a top 10 spot. So then it's like, all right, well, yeah, you could go draft a quarterback because it's a pretty good QB class, but you're not going to get one of like those top prospects. So it's like this weird in between. Yeah, and I think it does come down to money. Like, how much are you willing to give Kirk Cousins again? And what is that contract going to look like? Is it just like a 2-year contract where it's like, hey, like, low risk, here we go. We'll see if we can get it done the next 2 years.
Just do another 3-year fully guaranteed contract.
I'm okay with that.
He's good. Don't get rid of him.
But the problem is they have to pay Jefferson, who is going to break the bank.
I don't care.
So
they'll figure it out. Don't be a bunch of cowards, Minnesota. Pony up the money. If they don't bring Kirk back, Vikings fans should protest. Just don't watch the team. Just don't watch them. Your organization's not taking winning seriously. That'd be my opinion.
I mean, they haven't taken winning seriously in a lot of years, but
yeah, I'd be pissed if they let him go.
I think it's possible. I think it's 1,000,000% possible that Cousins winds up not resigning. So, yeah.
Yeah, anything's possible.
Hey, Matthew, happy freaking fracking birthday. Let's
25.
Go. Let's go. Let's go.
You don't look a day over 9, Matthew.
I was waiting for it. So we'll see. In addition, to the garbage 2 primetime games that we got. Frank Reich got fired on Monday when we were there. They also fired, was it Josh McCown and also Deuce Staley.
Yeah.
So fired them as well. It just seems like now, especially for Chargers fans, especially after Sunday night and Frank Reich getting fired, it is almost going to reach a fever pitch of like Staley needs to go. I hope you feel better soon. I just feel like there's no way that he lasts after this season. Like, he has to go. The defense is not good. The play calling's not good. And I don't even know, like, if Kellen Moore is going to be the guy, but I think they just need something different there. And I'm really curious because I feel like this conversation on Herbert has really started to shift, and some of the blame is starting to go towards Herbert as well. I mean, like, I thought he was this elite quarterback. And from your perspective, being in the division, like, are you looking at it of, like, Herbert's being handcuffed by Staley, or are you saying everybody's just mid?
I think we need to get Brandon Staley and Deuce Staley on the same team, Tom.
The Staleys?
The Staleys. The all Staley stalemates.
Okay.
My actual take on the Chargers is that no matter what they do at head coach, they're going to be cursed. It's not going to work. Staley sucks. Anthony Lynn was before him. He sucked for them. Who was before Anthony Lynn? Can't even remember. Mike. Oh my God.
I don't even remember.
Mike McCarthy. Not Mike McCarthy. Oh
not McCarthy.
why is my brain going? Well, okay.
Yeah,
This is why
probably
people
not.
call me dumb.
They did. I do want to talk about the Panthers too.
Here's what they have to do.
McCoy.
Mike McCoy. Thank you. He was here in Denver. I couldn't remember. I think they're paying the piper for firing Marty Schottenheimer.
Still going back to Schottenheimer?
That's the last time they had a good coach, like a really good head coach. Norv Turner came in after him. They fired Marty Schottenheimer after he got the team to the playoffs, and they're screwed. Justin Herbert could be statistically better in every category than Mahomes, than Jalen Hurts, than all the quarterbacks, and the Chargers would still lose because they're cursed. Their only hope is to bring in Brian Schottenheimer as their head coach to reverse the curse. Mm-hmm. Is Brian Schottenheimer or bust for the Chargers? That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's Herbert. Fair. Here's the only thing I care about Justin Herbert. Team needs to score in the last drive or two of a football game. I'm not worried about him at all. Same way I was not worried about Phillip Rivers leading a game-winning drive. And I know you can go back and Chargers fans will point to the game-winning drives he has. But every time I watch Herbert, games on the line, Chargers fucking lose. So, like, that's all I see. I see a man who can make every throw on the football field. Top 5 arm talent in the league. Doesn't matter. They're going to lose.
I don't think so, by the way. I don't think they're moving out of LA. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons why the Chargers are struggling. I think it's just, I think they got, like, Herbert, in my opinion, is a franchise QB.
Yeah.
You can win a Super Bowl with Justin Herbert. And it's just, then you look at, okay, if you have the guy, they just gave him a whole bunch of money, then why are you not winning? And then it's a matter of, okay, like, we need to put a team around this guy while we still have him, which you have him for a while. And that goes to, like, coaching, front office, etc. Yeah. That's where the real problems are going to lie. Because, dude, can you imagine the Vikings with Justin Herbert?
Yeah, they would be very good.
You know how many, like, teams would improve their QB position with a QB like Justin Herbert? Whether you think he's elite or not. Like, his quality of play is high.
Yeah, I said I would not take him, and we're winning. I don't need him, but I would take Herbert. It's about your coach, your scheme fit, your player, and then the team around him. Things you were just mentioning. What did the Chargers do that looks like the wrong move? This is how you have to get everything right. If the Chargers had, I don't know, was it Zay Flowers? Or even Jordan Addison versus Quentin Johnston? A pick we liked, but it just didn't work. It's not working right now. It's not to say Johnston can't become a good receiver for the Chargers.
It's still super early.
But when Mike Williams goes down this season, there's his
Yep.
opportunity. If
Correct.
the Chargers have a rookie receiver who is a legit playmaker, like we've seen other guys do, Chargers probably win a couple games.
I mean, for the
I think
most,
it's that complicated and that simple.
yes.
They didn't
I
get
think
the pick
also
right.
at the same time, like wide receivers who pop off in their first year, it is usually the exception, right? Like they usually do like solid. It also depends on the team though. It depends on the team and how long, and sometimes it takes longer in the season for them to start popping off. I mean, Jamar Chase, for example, right? Like top 5 pick, all that great stuff. Preseason, everyone's like, he's dropping everything. Then he has a monster rookie year.
Yeah.
Right? That makes sense. Johnston, I know, like he was supposed to be because he has the height, like the build, the speed, he has all this stuff. It's just, it hasn't translated well. And like you said, he hasn't been able to take advantage of the opportunities he's gotten because Mike Williams is out. But yeah, it's all front office, dude. It's front office, it's coaching, and yeah, the Chargers are just in this weird position, and they have their QB, but it's gonna be talking about at some point like wasting the prime of Justin.
I mean,
Herbert.
if they would have taken Jaden Reed,
Story.
Marvin Mims, Tank Dell.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have taken 2.
Speaking of horrible front offices and all that great, wonderful stuff. True story. So let's talk about David Tepper and the Carolina Panthers. So I actually,
what's your temperament?
I have a couple of thoughts about this because one, I thought the original quote that he said that kind of went everywhere wasn't the worst because he originally said the plan was they were going to trade to 2 because the Texans were going to trade with the Bears to get the number 1 spot, and they thought Bryce Young would be gone, and then they would be like, okay, get CJ. But then it continued, and I'm having the conversation saying it was near unanimous that everyone wanted Bryce, and he throws Frank Reich's name in there, and then on top of that, then he's like, well, no, it was unanimous, and we still believe in Bryce and what have you. And someone made a comment that I saw on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, that's a really good call. It was because Tepper's a finance dude, right? He's a finance bro. That's where he came from, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't fucking know.
Since he's taken over the team, they have a losing record. They are not been good. I would argue that Tepper hasn't really done anything that has really significantly boosted or helped the organization. And now it's oh God, this is not great. And he still says the buck stops with me and all this great stuff. Hedge fund guy. Thanks, Johnny.
So he made his money in an honest way.
I feel like we have to stop looking at owners, and I feel like this has happened these past couple of years, of these guys who know a crap ton about football. Because just because you have billions of dollars don't mean you know diddly squat. And some of the best owners are the ones who are let's just leave it to the football people who know what they're doing, and we can kind of take our hands off there. And Jerry Jones, right? He gets a lot of crap for that, of getting it. But I will argue that I think Jerry Jones being all in like he is, because he is all in on the Cowboys, I feel like I'd rather have that than a Tepper who is being involved but doesn't seem to have a grasp and knowing of what they're really doing.
Yeah, I think it's and Tepper's a young owner in terms of how long he's owned the team, right? Jerry had success. Jerry and the Cowboys won 3 Super Bowls.
Sure.
And he came in and he put the right pieces together. So once you do that, you think you can repeat. I think being a good NFL owner requires 2 things.
Yup.
1, let's see. Tepper handed his coach a random play he wanted them to run.
Yeah, during the week, he literally came over and handed the coach and was run this play. It was just a random play he came up with.
Well, I might do that, to be fair.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you're a good owner.
Andy Reid took a play from a janitor, so you got to have it to be a good owner. 2 things: 1, have deep pockets. That helps you be a good owner. Have deep pockets. 2, understand your weaknesses, and if you have a strength as an owner, right? As on the business side of it, if you are good at evaluating, not players, but like pieces to be in your front office. Like if you know that, like play into that, but know your weaknesses and just step the hell back and bring in a general manager and a president or whatever, however you structure it to do that stuff. And tell, like, you can become an owner who is hands-on, but you need experience in the league. You need to know the people you need to know scouts. You need to know who knows the scouts. You need to like feel out all of those avenues. Okay.
No, continue.
What are we doing?
Oh, I'm just going back to my history teacher roots. Continue.
That's it. Like, and he said he could have vetoed everybody's vote.
Yep.
For a quarterback.
Yep.
Then why are they fucking voting? Like, if you're up there going like, we all got a say here, but it's really just my say. So that's not not a good spot to be in.
Which I get, because you're the owner, right? The idea is like you have billions of dollars, you bought the team, it's yours, but that doesn't always mean that's the right thing to do. Someone asked me that on a super chat. They're like, which franchise has like the worst 5-year outlook? And it might be the Panthers. And it might be because, I mean, the Cardinals, listen, the Cardinals are in a rough spot right now. You know, they hope that Kyler Murray is the guy. You know, they'll have decisions to make. But they have draft picks, and I know their owner's not so great. Their whole organization is right now. But in terms of you just had the first overall pick, you don't have your first round draft pick this year for this year's draft. And it's like, do you trust them to develop Bryce Young? Who the hell is going to want to coach there? And did you see that Tepper also said he wants a coach to be there for like 20, 30, 40 years and like deliver his eulogy and nobody leaves me? And I'm just like, I get it's probably a joke, but like, dude, no, who wants to? Ben Johnson, unless you back up a dump truck of money, is going to want to do that because you're being put up in a situation that's horrible, is not going to look good on your resume. And it's the same reason why Ejiro Evero didn't take over as head coach, just like he didn't with the Broncos, because he didn't want to have that on the resume. And it's rough. I feel for Carolina fans.
Evero leaving the Broncos for the Panthers was not ideal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this one freaking clip, which I think is like the biggest indicator that Tepper just needs to step back. What the fuck is this?
I just think that it is so frustrating, and it just goes to speak of like, again, you have an owner that is like not so great. It's almost impossible for you to get rid of him. It's so tough. So tough. So they definitely can turn things around. It's not 100% doom and gloom. It's just with an owner like that who's involved the way they are, it's going to make it difficult.
Yeah, where is this one stupid ass clippity clappity?
But no,
here we go.
Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you know jack crap about football. Like that's just the God's honest truth. Could you learn? Absolutely. Can you delegate? 100%. That's probably what you should do.
You and I could run a team better than David Tepper. I'm willing to say that right now, and I don't mean that as a joke. I don't mean that as a joke at all.
Because we got big ol' asses. Go ahead, Perna.
And I mean, say what you want. Walmart's doing the Broncos right. They're running the team the right way right now. Walmart is. All right, here we go. Here we go. Stop. Connect.
Nervous, but good. I'd feel good as an Eagles fan. Being played at home, too.
This, to me, is the most, like, damning clip of how Tepper runs the Panthers.
There's different philosophies in ownership. You know what I mean? Some owners kind of stay away and don't engage a whole lot. Other owners do. And his philosophy is he's going to engage. And listen, it's only been a short experience, but it's been a really good experience. It hasn't been fun. You know, it's not fun. Those meetings aren't, I wouldn't characterize them as fun meetings. But those meetings make me better, and I trust they make us better. There's philosophies in ownership, you know what I mean?
That's rough, man. Like,
stay away. and don't engage a whole lot.
Yeah,
Other owners
that's
do. And
rough because you're basically saying like, listen, if he was like, losing is not fun, right? Those meetings aren't fun there. But that's
That
not
was
what he's
before, I think
saying.
that was before the season started or very early.
That's right, Bill. That's right.
And so, like, okay,
True.
the other thing there was that it was not Tepper's call to fire McCown and Deuce Staley, supposedly. It's who'd they even name as interim coach? I don't remember. Whoever the new head coach is, that was his decision.
A special teams guy, I thought maybe, right?
Yeah. That, at least I saw that on Twitter. Maybe I'm wrong. But like, okay, Josh McCown, like, who knows if he's a good coach or not, right? He's new. Deuce Staley was over with the Lions. Run game was pretty good with Deuce there.
Garbage.
They get rid of Christian McCaffrey. They get rid of Dante Foreman. They bring in Miles Sanders. Just seems weird to blame, maybe your lack of run game on that situation right now. I don't know. It's just none of it makes sense. They got rid of playmakers and now they're paying for it. Oh yeah, I saw that too. It's weird.
Yeah, so I retweeted that because I saw it right before GPS went live and I meant to say something. Yeah, that's just dumb. That's just Tyreek Hill when he like grabbed the camera and then did a flip and then gave it back to him. Like, I'm sorry. That's you know what? No. Bro, if you are having Mr. Beast, and I get it, right? Gonna put a lot of eyes on the product. That's why we're focusing on Taylor Swift. Like, I get it. It's a business. And I have no issue with that. Like, everyone's all upset about I don't care. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. I watch the game on mutes. I have a Taylor Swift counter. We just make it a good time, right? If you're gonna have Mr. Beast come out and sign a 2-day contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, make a whole video about it, right? And sign an actual player contract and all that, and that's what you're gonna punish and penalize, that's a bunch of BS. Like, I said the same exact thing when they're bringing a whole bunch of creators in who have huge followings, who have nothing to do with football, rather than the creators that actually make stuff with content. I'm not even talking about me. I'm talking about there are some phenomenal creators who have smaller audiences, but, and I'm sorry, this whole BS of, well, they want the audience that's not engaged with football. That's how they bring in new eyes. BS, because the amount of new people who have been in the NFL, just in my live streams alone, or like, hey, I've gotten into football now because of the skits and the streams and all this stuff. Nay. And that's what you decide to ban? It's just like, come on, man, be better. Like, just...
They don't get it. They still
do not
don't get it.
They don't. I would
We
say
could be
Myles
their
Garrett
best
by a
friend.
tiny
We
bit.
could be their best friends.
But it's garbage, dude. It is. I hate it. I really don't like it. It's just the relationship is weird, and I don't know.
At least you have a relationship.
No, I'm not talking about with me. I'm talking about their relationship with allowing people to use their content and who they allow to use their content. It's just, I don't know, man. I'd say Myles Garrett, though. I would say Myles Garrett. Anyway, sorry.
And this is a good example too, because but even destroying he's not covering football teams. Correct. He's doing cool videos with guys. Like, he's incredibly talented.
Yeah.
But he's not talking about the league, about teams, about players the same way other people are.
First of all, wrong you're. Second of all, I don't want to be Mr. Beast, and I'm also not him. I know that. I'm talking about if you are going to invite creators in, and Tyreek Hill obviously has a relationship with this cameraman, and you're going to ban him for Tyreek Hill taking his phone and doing a flip, that's dumb.
Nobody's saying anybody's Mr. Beast except Mr. Beast.
Is dumb. And they did, because the NFL took that video, by the way, posted it, and then deleted it just so they can also hand out the punishment. So, that's it. Noah, feel better. Feel better, Noah. All right. Perna, let's talk about teams not making the playoffs.
No. Let's talk about Underdog Fantasy, one Tom Grossi.
There you go. Perfect transition, huh? I'll get the sexy disclaimer and everything.
Give me my disclaimer. Where's my disclaimer? All right, here we go. Man, I don't have any picks available yet. Colorado, get your S together, my friends. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
So are you 0-50 now?
47, 48.
Okay.
I didn't do the game. I looked at that Bears Vikings game and I was like, no, I'm not getting into this one because I don't know
That's
how
fair.
this game will go.
Yeah. That's fair.
Let me see what drafts are available. NFL. Ooh, primetime Palooza. What do we got here? Sport, NFL, $10 entry. Let's do it. I feel much better about drafting. If you want to play, just 4. I'm going to win. We're already full. I'm pick number 2. If you want to play, use our code GPS. Link in the description. Oh, yeah. I'm down to, because I created a private draft that I'm going to promote in Power Rankings today where you can play $25 entry. Private draft won't be available until my power rankings go up. But yeah, I'm down bad, Johnny. I'm down bad. I keep losing. You want to 47 straight losses, Johnny? That's how.
Yep, they'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it.
Anyway, we got a link in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. They got the Scorcher picks going right now. You see the little pepper next to your guy. You can up to 100x the money you put in to the game, but you got to use the Scorchers. Depends on how many Scorchers you have. Normally you can only 20x it. With that, you can 100x it. Ooh, what do we got here? Primetime Palooza. Dang, Mahomes, Dak's playing well. Lawrence against Cincy, probably not. Oh, who do I got? Who do I go with? Oh God, who do I draft? Don't you
do it, Brandon. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Brandon.
Sorry, Tommy boy. Took Mahomes.
Hope you
Had
lose.
to take me some Mahomies.
Bill
All right.
Parcells is a good answer for this. Parcells' coaching tree is pretty good.
Current one, Mike Shanahan.
Shanahan's a good one, yeah.
Dude, I mean, Gary Kubiak out there won Super Bowl. Sean McVay won Super Bowl. Matt LaFleur hasn't won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan. Like, that's an insane coaching tree. All time, yeah. The Parcells, Mike Holmgrom's in there. Andy Reid's coaching trees, something.
Yeah, Reid is good. Reid has a nice coaching tree. I agree.
Ooh, Seahawks fan. Okay, who am I going to take? Who's playing against the Seahawks right now?
Seahawks are playing the Cowboys on Thursday. They're playing tomorrow.
Dang, who do I want? Zach Charbonnet, Aaron Jones, Isaiah Pacheco, Joe Mixon, AJ Dillon. Oh, no. Oh, Otto picked me. Damn it. I froze.
What'd I tell you? He's not going to pick in time. I just said he's not going to
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Let me get the playoff picture.
Let's get a playoffs?
Hey.
Playoffs? He did not. No, he did not make a pick him for Monday night. Did not. All right. That's God, I hope so. For the rest of that. Listen, yeah, predictions will drop today. I did pick the Steelers to win, so if the Cardinals wind up beating the Steelers, the curse is in full effect. Brandon, there's now do you ever see The Big Short?
Yeah.
So you know the scene, I think is that Selena Gomez? She's at like the blackjack table and everyone's starting to make like bets off of their bets. That's now happening if we are if you're gonna win a pick 'em first, or I'm gonna predict a Steelers game.
Ooh, yeah.
So that's
love it.
I know.
All right, here we go. Stop screen. Present. Share screen.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think Dallas. Definitely not Dallas. Washington potential, but could you imagine Bill Belichick with the Chargers? That would be.
I mean,
interesting.
Yes, I can.
That would be really, really. Appreciate you, Johnny. That would be interesting. Yeah, I would actually like to see him there. Washington would be interesting too. I'd like to see Eric Bieniemy get a shot though. I want him to get a shot. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I feel like Bill
Worth it, Mitchell. He didn't miss anything.
would go to the Chargers because of Herbert over Washington, although he has like an affinity for Washington.
Yeah.
But like if the Patriots are picking at what, like 2 or 1?
Yeah, they're gonna get like
And
a
they can
Caleb
get a
Williams or
quarterback?
whoever, and then Bill Belichick can start all over again.
Yeah. All right.
So-
Let's see.
All right, buddy. Let's get into this. Okay. So, which teams do we think are not going to make it? So let's scroll on down. Scroll on down to the bottom. Keep on going to the bottom. No, we're not scrolling to the bottom.
Hold on.
Brandon's saying, hold on. Okay.
We don't need to go all the way down. We know none of these fucks are making it.
That's the whole point of the show, is to say who's not making it.
I know. I'm trying to find a tier. It'll be
Yes,
easier to do
and
it in
he
a
should.
tier.
He 1,000,000% should. He should definitely get another shot. Sam
Yeah,
Howell?
no, you got to be excited about Sam Howell.
Mm-hmm.
Where is mine? There we go. Here we go.
I don't know. You have to look at the Cardinals too. Perna, who do you think is the worst owner right now?
Bidwell's up there.
Yeah,
for
Bidwell
sure.
has to be up there.
Where
Loser
do I
ass
reset?
record.
Reset.
Yeah, Bidwell's up there. And then like Tepper might be closely behind. But oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah, when the helmet was also like broken, when the face mask literally got broken on Monday. Yup, that deserves a flag. Probably get fined too, because why not? Why not?
Yeah. Kareem
No.
Jackson meeting with Goodell today, apparently.
No, I imagine the Patriots are not, because the Patriots are going to draft a quarterback. They're going to be right there.
All right, here we go.
Pretty much. Do you see what I'm dealing with right now?
Ravens, Chiefs, Eagles,
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Mhm.
All right. Ravens have the toughest remaining schedule in the
They
NFL.
do not have an easy schedule. That's correct.
Chiefs have the 29th easiest schedule closing out the season. So there's a really good chance the Chiefs do end up with that number 1 spot, which sucks. Unless the Ravens just, bear down. Speaking of the Bears, they won't be in the playoffs.
No.
Panthers won't be in the playoffs.
No.
Cardinals won't be in the playoffs.
It's a good call.
Who
Yeah,
else
I don't know,
sucks?
James. Maybe he'll
Who
retire, or maybe he'll just go to try to prove it somewhere else. It's going to be interesting.
Jets won't be in the playoffs.
Okay.
All right.
So, this is
Those
where
are all
it's
the
gonna get-
easy ones, right?
I don't think the Commanders are going to go.
Yeah, they're not in the playoffs.
Okay. Bengals without Joe Burrow. I don't think they're going to go either.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's going to
without-
be a tough climb, Cincy.
Raiders, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs either. Sorry, Raiders. I don't. Chargers are definitely with their record right now. Chargers ain't sniffing it.
So Chargers are at 13. Raiders technically ahead of them at 12. Raiders going to be on a bye, so that could be tied. But Raiders are 5-7. Chargers are 4-7.
I think the 4-7 is just going to be too much to come.
I think
back
the
from.
Raiders are worse. They're a worse football team. Chargers
yeah,
have
the
a
Giants.
chance, but no, I agree.
Giants definitely got to go on that list. They're all the way
Oh,
on
yeah,
the right
duh.
top. Yeah, they got to go there. They got to go there. Okay. So,
I think the Rams are
sorry,
interesting.
Brandon. Sorry.
think the
The
Packers
Rams
are
are a
interesting?
potential. Yes. Someone from the NFC South has to get in.
Yeah, that's the toughest one. I want to say I can believe it will be the Atlanta Falcons, but I don't believe it will be the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I don't.
I feel like it will be the Saints somehow.
Saints or the Buccaneers are still my pick for the NFC South,
Yeah.
but I don't know how confident I am. The Bills, I want them to be on there, but their schedule is not great, and they also have lost a bunch of games. Like their remaining schedule, they got the Chiefs, the Cowboys, then the Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins. So 3 of
Yeah.
those games are going to be really difficult, and they've already lost a bunch. So
Yeah.
I don't,
When is their bye? Is their bye week this week?
yeah, they're on a bye now.
Okay. Yeah, because the
So-
Broncos and Texans are ahead of the Bills in the standings right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Buffalo, you might be right there.
It's going to be tough. It's just a little too difficult at this point. Now, the Browns are a really interesting team.
The Browns, the Colts currently in. Texans, Broncos out. That's the bottom of the AFC.
Yeah. The Colts, they've won 3 in a row, and their schedule's not too bad. They're playing the Titans next. Then they're playing the Bengals without Joe Burrow. Then the Steelers, which will be a little bit of a tough game. Then it's Falcon, Raiders, Texans. So, like, there's potential they wind up sneaking in.
Yeah, here we go.
I'd pick the Texans over them because I think they're a better team. But the Texans play the Broncos, which is going to be a tough game. Then they play the Jets, which they have a tough defense. And then it is Titans, Browns, Titans, Colts.
Yeah, here we go. So Ravens, toughest strength of schedule moving forward. And the Giants, look at the Giants up there. Bengals got a tough one. So Cowboys, that'll be interesting.
Whoa. Easiest opponent, the Packers. Hey, now. All right there. All right.
But yeah, look, Green Bay got an easy schedule getting in.
I know. They just have to play the Chiefs. It's the Chiefs, then the Vikings, and then like that rest of the schedule is not bad at all.
This is all because the NFC South is playing each other here. So
yeah.
But the Broncos, look at that. Our toughest game, I think, is going to be the Texans this week. Lions will also be tough.
The Chargers you might split with just because you're weird with the Chargers.
Yeah, they always split with the Chargers.
I feel like the Lions are going to make the playoffs.
Yeah. They can go 3-3 probably and still make it.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be in. So I think we can move them up.
I'll move them back in.
Right, I feel like that's fair. Here's the thing. Depending on how so we can move the Lions. Dolphins, I think, are going to make the playoffs. Right? I think there's...
they're definitely... I think they're going to win that division, Miami.
Okay.
So,
Jaguars,
they just got the Bills.
I think the Jaguars make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they will ultimately win the AFC South.
Can you move just for me, can you move the AFC teams all together just so we can count it nice and easily on the top for the playoff teams? No, just the playoff teams. Just so we know how many we got. All right, so we got 4 from the AFC and 4 from the NFC right now. So we got 3 more left for each.
Yep.
Oh, God. I mean... No, we didn't throw out the Titans. They're not going to make it.
Yeah, they're dead.
We didn't
they're
throw them
toast.
out immediately.
They're toast.
That's progress, though. That is progress. We're getting there bit by bit.
Sorry, I would have thrown them out immediately had I registered that they were sitting there.
Riptide shouldn't have said anything. They could have been on there for much longer and then been like, oh, yeah, we forgot.
The Titans, to be fair, are the best of the complete dog doo-doo teams. Okay? They are the best of the worst.
So the Browns, we'll see if they go to Joe Flacco, but they have the Rams, which could be a tough game. The Jaguars.
I'm going to just say, I think they don't make the playoffs.
They got the Texans, Jets. I mean, they got the Bears and Bengals, which are very winnable, but
yeah, I think they're gonna just be one game out, and it's.
You think so?
And just last week, I said their defense is the best in the NFL. Broncos beat them. DTR goes down. You saw the drop off from DTR to PJ Walker was significant. And even DTR, I'm not sure he can get them in. They had a ton of injuries in that game. It just feels like everything's starting to go wrong for Cleveland.
It's been going wrong, but now
I love their
hitting them.
defense. I love their defense, and I would love to see a quarterback not named Deshaun Watson get them into the playoffs. But I feel like, the North is crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to happen for them.
So I think the Steelers make it in because their next opponents, Cardinals, Patriots, Colts, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens.
Agree.
They can win almost all of those games, I think.
And they got the spark of their offense is better.
Yeah, over 400 yards. Maybe it's the start of something good.
I'm not saying their
Um,
offense is great, but it's better, and that's all they needed.
I feel like the Texans make it. Oh, they're playing the Broncos, though. Dude, I think whoever wins that game might get in over the other team.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the Texans and the Broncos there.
So you think those are the last two?
Yeah, I feel like.
Okay.
All right, so the Colts. There's so many rootables, like
Their
Minshew
schedule
in the
again:
playoffs.
Titans, Bengals, Steelers, Falcons, Raiders, Texans. Like
I will
that
be
last game against the Texans could decide who goes.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for the Colts to make it over the Texans, just because I think that the Texans in their future it's going to be bright for a long time, and I really want to see Gardner Minshew in the playoffs. But yeah, I think the Colts are out. I think they're out, Tom.
Okay. And then Jonathan Taylor also missing like 2 to 3 weeks doesn't help.
3, 4,
Dude,
5,
God,
6,
this
7.
NFC South.
Okay, so we're set on the AFC.
I
We
do.
made it.
Scanza, I think Pittsburgh's in a really nice spot right now heading into the postseason. Okay. So somebody from the NFC South has to win. I want to take a look real quick. Saints schedule. They got the Lions. Then they got the Panthers, Giants, Rams, Buccaneers, and Falcons. So kind of a mixed bag. Some easy ones there, some not.
See,
the Bucs,
are you talking about the Saints?
yeah, the Saints.
All right, so the Saints they play the Rams, right? And the Rams are labeled as an easy opponent right now. I don't think the Rams are an easy opponent.
I don't think they are. Yeah, no. They're playing the Lions, the Rams, and then the Buccaneers and Falcons could give them problems. So like that's like 4 relatively tough games.
The Falcons, yeah. Panthers, Bears,
Please,
Jets.
Rachel, please flex it out. Please.
Ooh. I think it might be the Falcons based on their schedule.
So you're thinking Falcons?
Tampa's got the Panthers twice though. Fudge.
Oh.
You're right. Let's take the Saints out. Fuck it.
Falcons got the Jets, the Bucks, Panthers, Colts, Bears, Saints.
Yeah, both the Bucks and the Falcons have favorable schedules there. They're the easiest 2 remaining schedules.
It's accurate, Jamie. That is so accurate.
Man, oh God, I just don't trust the Falcons quarterback situation.
I don't. Honestly, like that NFC South is such a dumpster fire right now.
Let's just go Bucks. Let's just say Buccaneers. I think it's going to be the Bucks, Tom. I think you're right.
They play the Panthers twice. I mean,
yeah. Baker,
if they're able to beat the Falcons and Saints, they have to worry about the Jaguars and the Packers. Yeah. So I think it's very possible. Very, very possible. So see, Stern, I hear you about the Browns. It's just like, I'm worried about the QB play. Their defense could definitely get them in. It's going to be close, though. I think it's going to be tough. It is going to be close. They could definitely make it in, though. All right. So then, let's get real interesting, Perna. We got 2 teams left to go for the NFC.
Here, I'm just going to say this is easy. I think the Packers get in, Tom.
Let's go.
I think the Vikings are definitely out.
Oh. I think the Rams make it in over the Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree.
I do.
There we go.
And it comes down. So, but you know, you know what though? Hold on. Hold the phone.
5, 6,
I might have been too hasty there. I didn't see the Rams schedule. So here's the Seahawks schedule. Cowboys, ow. 49ers, ow. Eagles, ow. Titans, winnable. Steelers could go either way. Cardinals, they should win, right? So there's some tough games there. The Rams, they have the Browns, but then they have the Ravens. So that's a tough game. Commanders, winnable. Saints could go either way. Giants, winnable. 49ers to finish the year.
Niners might not even have anything to play for that final week.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, they both have like 3 games that are tough on their schedule that's left. That's true, Isaiah. That's true. It's just Seahawks, man, I'm concerned about them right now.
Yeah. The Rams are a better football team than the Seahawks.
That's true. 49, that's a good call, guys. Yeah, the 49ers might be sitting people.
Who knows? I think this is solid. I think this is very solid. Yeah. You could flip-flop Seattle and LA. Just like you could flip flop Denver and like Cleveland maybe, or Denver and Indy. But
See,
if we're gonna
dude,
make
but
a call, I like this.
here's the thing about the Vikings, though. They're playing the Raiders, the Bengals, the Lions, and the Packers. That's all they got left.
The Vikings?
And then they have one more game after that. It should be. Hold on, it just didn't pop up. So they got the Lions twice.
Yeah.
They got the Raiders, Bengals, Lions, Packers, Lions.
They currently have the 9th toughest schedule, Minnesota. And they have the Packers as an easy opponent, which is just not updated or true.
I don't think that's true.
So I think their schedule is even just a little bit tougher. They're basing that, like on win percentage. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Vikings and Seahawks could replace one of those teams, but the Packers do have a really good path. They have a 49% shot of making the playoffs right now. It's 100% if they win all 6 games, which I don't think they're going to. But then I think it's 90-something percent if they just lose against the Chiefs. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to play against the Chiefs. That's going to be a nice barometer to see how good that offense actually is.
If the Packers can win is that Sunday night football?
Sunday Night Football.
Oh, please, Green Bay. I am going to be the biggest Packers fan. I will be a bigger Packers fan than Tom Sunday night.
That's not true.
My piss will just be straight cheese. I'll be peeing out oozy cheese. I'll be such a Packer head. Go, Pack, go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be rooting for the Packers to win that game just like Super Bowl 1.
Yes. And Super Bowl 2.
And Super Bowl 2.
They played the Raiders, so.
Andy Reid just passed Hank Stram, Chiefs all-time winning head coach.
There is
take an L.
There's potential that if the Packers get in at the 6 or 7 seed, if the 49ers or the Lions are the 2 or 3 seed, that the Packers could play the 49ers or the Lions. Dude, if it's Packers Lions in the wild card at Ford Field.
Damn. Double down. That'll be fun. That's the matchup I think I want to see. Because the Lions got to exercise the demon of just getting worked by Green Bay.
They haven't won a playoff. Dude, if their first win came against the Packers, even as a Packers fan, I'd be like, damn. Oh, but we're going to try to keep it from you. Because if the Packers win that game, oh my God.
Dude, it's why I want the Ravens to finish 1. I want the Chiefs at 2 and the Broncos at 7. And I want that first game, Broncos-Chiefs in the playoffs. And I want to beat their asses again. I want a healthy Mahomes. I want them to go down.
I'm telling you, folks, listen, we were in a rough spot this year.
Yeah, we were.
We were in a rough. It started with Perna, and then I went down the tubes. If both of our teams make the postseason, got a long way to go. But damn.
I want them at Arrowhead. We will destroy them. We have Kansas City. We'll just cover Travis Kelce and we'll cover Rice, and you'll be able to do nothing. Throw it to Tony, to Hardman, to Moore. Run it with Isaiah Pacheco. Broncos run defense sucks. We will still beat Kansas City. We will beat them in the playoffs.
Dude, that would be cute. I think that'd be a super, first of all, Sean Payton, he made it to the playoff. If the Packers make the playoff, the fact that we've been talking about the Packers with Jordan Love, right? First year, basically, as a starter, making the playoffs, that's a win, man. I'm so happy about that. And if Sean Payton can bring the Broncos there, especially after that start, dude, it's a win. It's a win.
Scares me more than the Chiefs. The Texans.
That is true.
Got to play the Texans this week. That game scares me.
That game should be scary. It should.
Yeah.
Potentially, but it also depends on why they're winning. But we'll see. I'm so excited, man. This last month and a half is gonna get crazy, and I'm so effing excited for it.
It's nice to have skin in the game. It really is.
It actual meaningful football. It feels nice. But Perna, what do you got coming out today? You got those power rankings?
Got power rankings.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we'll be streaming some stuff together. Don't you?
Yeah, we got some playoff streams, co-streams that will happen regardless if our teams are in or out.
I said it. I'm sorry, Johnny. If it's not gonna happen, but if that happened, dude, I'm taking you. Like, we're just going. We'll figure it out. Or I'm definitely giving away those tickets so we can stream it together. Either one. The NFL
Either
can just
one.
hate me forever. That's fine.
Fine.
That's fine. It's fine. Let's go, Scott. Let's go. Start to believe. That would. Looking at that. Just saying.
I ain't scared. I ain't scared, guys. I've seen the darkest depths of hell with my football team. Chiefs do not scare me. No. Eagles do not scare me. 49ers don't scare me. Nobody scares me. I've been broken. Everything now is gravy. It's house money.
Oh, Johnny, I'll just text you, but you're right there. Timestamps, please. Thank you. Appreciate you. I got predictions dropping probably within the next 15 minutes here, as long as YouTube processes that for week 13. And of course, I didn't get to do it yesterday. I just ran out of time. But the NFC and AFC North reaction to week 12, will come out today.
Bam!
Tonight. Recorded a whole bunch this morning. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, folks, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the hell out of you. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. We'll be back on Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. But this is GPS, and you have been navigated.
You've reached your destination.